Okay, welcome back everyone to the Void. I'm of course your Lord Captain, Erik Malkavian, in Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. Remember in our last wonderful episode, we had a nice and pleasant conversation with Lady Cassia, sparking a little romance there. So let's continue. Going back to the bridge, talk to my other companions. A lot has happened since our last adventure on Urak 5. Let's go talk to them. Mortal enemies. The mortal enemies of the Empire. No, my mortal. Lady?
Lord Captain, my apologies. I did not notice your entrance.
Oh, oh, didn't we already have this conversation? I'm sorry. Please me to see you're adjusting to life aboard. Are we talking again?
Compared to Urak 5, your ship is a boundless world of unfamiliar hues. And yet, the abundance of bright colors can at times be wearisome on the eyes. The bridge and the decks are so clamorous. In my search for a place of quiet, I was fortunate to come upon this islet of serenity filled with rare tomes and practically devoid of color.
Okay, I think you've forgotten we've had this talk. One moment. I happened to pass Lady Cassia on the way. Well, I talked to her already. We'll talk to her again. Maybe she really likes my company. Hi, Lady Cassia.
Lord Captain, my apologies. I did not notice your entrance.
That's fine. Of course, as I told you before, I'm glad to see you're adjusting to shipboard life.
Compared to Urak 5, your ship is a boundless world of unfamiliar hues. And yet, the abundance of bright colors can at times be wearisome on the eyes.
Okay.
The bridge and the decks are so clamorous. In my search for a place of quiet, I was fortunate to come upon this islet of serenity filled with rare tomes and practically devoid of color.
Okay, great. The event that took place in Urak Fab, was it troubled you and shaken you greatly? Are you well?
One should not underestimate the navigators of House Orselio, Lord Captain.
Right.
Like a shawl of pale smoke, a faint malaise hangs upon my shoulders, but it will not be the slightest hindrance to my duty to humanity, and my duty to you.
Okay.
Lord Captain, would you kindly explain to me why you are pestering me with these questions?
Sorry.
Inquiring about my mood and my needs, showing an interest in the books I am enjoying. You are behaving as if you possessed a shred of fellow feeling for one such as I.
One such as you? What do you mean?
I beg your pardon, Lord Captain. That was no way for a navigator to conduct herself.
That's fine. I'm beginning to think, Lady Cassia, that the feelings I have for you are far more complicated than common sympathy.
Lord Captain? So many colorful sparks are flaring to life and dimming all around you. It is a veritable ocean of emotions. There are so many of them that I can barely see the pure white sincerity of your words.
I'm glad you're able to see that.
Please forgive me. I cannot even understand myself right now. Your words and attention have reminded me of life on the station, of Theobald and Felek. I do not understand. They were merely the keepers of Urak 5. So, why do memories of those two make me feel a strange heaviness here?
She places a hand on her breastplate.
At the same time, I find myself overwhelmed with new excitement and anticipation. At last, I have set foot outside my familiar walls and into a world that I have only seen before in the pages of books. Your ship alone is a treasure trove of remarkable artifacts and curiosities. And just imagine the things that await beyond, but... My delight must seem childish to you, surely. In your heart, you must be finding all this quite amusing.
Well, I would not dare to make fun of a lady's feelings. Especially not one who has captivated me since I first set eyes upon her.
Words like that, Lord Captain, could easily be misconstrued.
What do you mean?
You should familiarize yourself with some of the works in your library to learn the appropriate manner of conversing with a lady.
Oh, sorry. Right. Okay, so after, as you saw, that very interesting conversation, seemed to put the lady Cassia in a bit of a fluster. That's fine. So, let's go to the bridge. Okay, so let's go to the bridge. I wonder what it was she was reading. Oh, look at there. Oh. Secrets of gallant conduct. How to express your feelings to a noble lady. And then my, okay.
An admirer who seeks the favor of a refined lady is well advised to maintain pointed courtesy and finesse in his every deed. An honorable admirer will never defile a noble lady's ears with crude or indecent words, and neither will he allow himself conduct that could besmirch her honor and dignity. Above all, the admirer should remember that a relationship begins with the right choice of words. Shower your lady with compliments that will accentuate her finest qualities without putting her in a position of discomfort. A word chosen elegantly and spoken with genuine warmth may bring about a change in the lady's eyes as she looks upon you. Once your interaction has grown more intimate, always be sure to remember the simple rules of etiquette. For example, should the lady drop her handkerchief, the deepest expression of sympathy for her would be to perform the following gesture. Pick up the handkerchief, wait a brief moment, then bring the handkerchief to your lips and touch it lightly before returning it to the lady. This noble gesture will assure the lady of the seriousness of your intentions. Remember that the flower bud of true feelings takes time to blossom. Patience, loyalty, and impeccability in adhering to the decorums of the nobility is key to earning the lady's favorable disposition.
Okay. So there you have it. I best keep that in my inventory. Because at some point I I did not follow all of the proper rooms of decorum or behavior. I missed it somewhere. Alright, so. We had a nasty fight in this room, too. Yes, we did. I remember this, this lovely statue of the void ship. Alright, to the bridge, y'all. Okay. Trade advisory. I guess we will start with talking to Jareth. Okay, wonderful. Okay. Alright, we'll talk to, Factorum is usually over there. Ah, there it is. Okay.
The high factotum Janry's Danrock greets you with a cool smile and the merest hint of a bow.
Pleasure to see you, Lord Captain. How may I be of assistance?
Have you heard the name Fiery Reckoning? From what I can tell, it's a void ship of some sort. There's mention of it in one of Lady Theodora's documents.
Janrys thinks for a moment, pursing his lips in concentration.
I am afraid it is not immediately familiar to me, your lordship. Please, allow me a moment.
He starts rapidly tapping on the screen of his data slate.
I say, House von Valancius did indeed sign a contract with the owners of a vessel with the designation Fiery Reckoning. There are transactions, records of the ship picking up cargo from Kiava Gamma. Well, this is odd. The data log ends there. Apparently, the ship had some interactions with one of the workshops on your industrial world. I beg your pardon, your lordship, but that is the extent of the assistance I can provide you in regard to this particular matter.
Okay, thank you. Alright, thank you. So wait your instructions, Lord Captain. Alright, so let's talk to Abelard.
Lord Captain.
Okay. Anything to talk to me about what may be useful?
A noble aspiration, Lord Captain. I am ready to acquaint you with all the particulars that interest you.
Okay. Well, we've already talked about this. That's all for now.
As you wish, Lord Captain.
Okay, I must take my leave till next time.
Lord Captain.
Alright, so he didn't have anything new to say. So Jocasta. Well, she's still pissed about that. Lord Captain. I want to know what to think about the other officers.
I do not trust them, but I do not trust anyone. Mistress Ptolemy has too much power, and will surely be tempted to start deciding for herself what information to share with the crew on your behalf and what to withhold. Raver is closely intertwined with the ship's systems, which opens up plenty of opportunities for sabotage. He must be watched. As for Danrock, forgive me, but a man of his size and habits cannot help but steal.
Okay. I want to know more about your service. Okay. Alright. There are thousands of people aboard this vessel. How do you maintain order?
2 words, Lord Captain: suppression and fear. The base nature of the rabble cries for an iron grip, lest they give in to their animal urges.
Animal urges?
We have many well-tested measures to prevent it: random night searches, preventive interrogations, corporal punishment, and executions. Of course, the laws of the ship equally apply to the officers. We eradicate the canker of insubordination wherever we find it, without mercy.
Hold on a second. Well, I hope you're not going to repeat the mistakes of the previous Master Arms. Okay.
You can be sure of that. He was a fine enforcer, but suffered from the fatal flaw of trusting his associates. I myself lack that weakness, and trust no one except you, Lord Captain.
What are the Master-at-Arms' duties?
I am responsible for upholding safety and order aboard the ship. Guard duties, patrols, finding and punishing troublemakers. In addition, my enforcers ensure that the crew follow all directives and carry out their tasks properly. As they say in my family, a servant who shows disobedience today prepares a riot tomorrow.
Yikes. I really need to change a few things here. Okay. Okay, what can you tell me about Avalar?
The Seneschal is a model of competence and fidelity, and all the officers and enforcers look up to him with gratitude.
A grimace of fierce devotion takes hold of Sourback's face, before she abruptly grits her teeth and continues.
Wow.
It is all the more distressing to see that the years have not been kind to the deeply respected Master Verserian. Soon, there will be no rejuvenate treatment that can save him from the mistakes inherent in such advanced age. But we are ever watchful, and will be there to steady the trembling hand of the honored veteran if need be.
Okay, that's it for now. Proud Dynasty. Looks a bit creepy. Everybody's crazy, man. They are crazy here. Am I the only sane person on this ship? I swear. Alright. So where is... Check the map. Oh, she's over there. Oh, look at there, the cat. What? I didn't see lady. Let's talk to Argenta. Oh, this lady Cassia. We'll talk to Argenta first.
Greetings.
Even in stillness, Sister Argenta radiates energy. With her dark eyes shining and a slight blush to her cheeks, she is reciting a prayer, and looks at you only once she has spoken the final line.
Gladius, greetings.
Tell me more about the Adeptus Sororitas.
Gladly. There are none more faithful to the God Emperor than my sisters. We fight against his enemies by the will of the Holy Ecclesiarchy. I beg your pardon, rogue trader. Here I am talking about what every lesser noble in the Imperium knows. So what exactly are you interested in hearing about?
I didn't know that. I'm a total heretic. Sorry, I didn't mean that. They say the Adepta Sororitas are the fiercest in their faith among the warriors of the Imperium. Is this true?
It is. The Sisters of Battle are a fire lit by the God Emperor. They are the echo of his voice that travels through the dark expanses of the universe. We bring his wrath to heretics, mutants, and other enemies of humanity. We protect the faithful from the unholy and unhallowed. Sometimes with words. More often than not with a bolter.
Okay, so are all sisters truly as faultless as you say?
Even the novices of the Adeptus Sororitas are drawn from among the most worthy. Those who have taken the vows and become a full-fledged sister are the best of the best, tested by trials of body and spirit. Yes, there have been cases when a sister stumbled or showed weakness, but do not expect to hear a story of depravity or downfall from me.
Okay, fine.
Each such occurrence is a great tragedy for us all. Light cannot bear the smallest speck of darkness within. And thus those who have trespassed or shown weakness of spirit are given a chance at redemption. They are called Sisters Repentia, and may the enemy tremble before her, For nothing can stop a sister of battle who yearns to be cleansed of fault and weakness.
Okay.
Wearing nothing but robes, no armor, eviscerator in hand, those sisters who have once faltered find repentance on the battlefield. Their lives are seldom long, but a death in the name of purgation is a better fate than to live with a shadow in one's soul.
Okay. Wow. Okay, what order are you from, sister?
Once I had completed my novitiate, I was sent to the Calixian branch of the Order of Our Martyred Lady, assigned to the Order's Pronatus. The Order's mission is vital and noble. The Sisters Pronatus protect great relics of the Imperium. We guard them, preserve them, escort them when they are brought onto the battlefield or presented for pilgrims to venerate. And we seek out the relics that have been lost. Neither a coven of heretics nor the most wicked death world can deter Sisters Pronatus when their goal is to return a piece of the great legacy of the Imperium into the hands of the faithful.
Right. Okay. Now, the Order Pronatus is not one of the Order's militant, and yet you are a trained fighter.
Don't let the name deceive you. The Order's militant trains sisters to march onto the battlefield as an army. That does not make sisters who belong to the non-militant orders timid and helpless.
Oh, I didn't believe that. Obviously, you're not.
Both the solace-bringing Sisters Hospitaller and the enlightened Sisters Dialogus know how to greet enemies of humanity. Their dialogue with heretics is usually quite short, with the last word being a bolter discharge.
Okay, right.
And my order has all the more reason to be known for the martial prowess of its sisters. We are the keepers of the Imperium's relics. What would become of our blessed hero's legacy if the Sisters Pronatus could not protect it?
Okay, so you said you belonged to the Calaxian branch of your order. What brought you to the Cronus Expanse?
The Order sent me to Footfall. My undertaking was to assist the local priesthood of Drusians in caring for a sacred reliquary that had been there since the time of Parson Mr. Wayne, the station's founder.
Okay. So are there any other members of the Adeptus Sororitas in the Cronus Expanse?
None that I'm aware of, but the Sisterhood's orders are many, and can operate independently of one another, sending their sisters wherever their presence is needed as deemed by the Ecclesiarchy. Perhaps somewhere in the Lord Inquisitor's retinue, may his path be blessed, my sisters perform their duty as we speak. I wish it were so.
Okay.
Even a single evening spent in joint prayer and training would bring me joy.
Right, you're probably going to get your wish there. Okay, no more questions.
Should any more arise, keeping them to yourself would be imprudent. It is a virtue to take an interest in holiness.
I don't have an interest in that, but I am interested in you. I'm sure you've sworn a vow of celibacy too, right?
About me?
Yeah.
I am the Emperor's daughter and his servant. What else is there to tell about me?
What does that mean? Right. Yeah. Okay, how did you end up on Theodora's ship?
I first came here when I found myself in need of passage from Footfall to a remote planet.
Okay.
But I imagine what interests you is not that first journey, but rather what brought me aboard prior to the pirate attack.
Huh?
That story is complicated. It just so happened that
Huh?
I made a mistake.
Okay.
In a moment of laxity, I was ambushed by the accursed followers of the archenemy. I was badly wounded. Lady Theodora came to my aid and brought me aboard her ship, while her crew attended to me in my weakened state. It all happened not too long ago. I'd barely recovered from my wounds when the pirates struck. Truly, the servants of evil know no rest. There is no place where we can be safe from their machinations.
Okay, so... what happened to the people we wanted to? She's gonna want to go after him, isn't she? Okay, she's gonna want to go after them, aren't she?
Sadly, they did not. Lady Theodora was in a hurry and chose not to stay on the planet. Her people took me to a ship while I was unconscious, and when I came to my senses, we were already flying away. How I pray to come face to face with those heretics once more, and it's bound to happen someday.
I'm probably gonna catch a bolt in the belly from her one day. So you mentioned making a mistake.
It happens even to the best of us. My mistakes are my burden to bear. I'll find a way to atone for them.
Lady, aren't everybody thinks I'm trying to beat up on them. I'm really not. Okay, so where did this happen? You remember?
On one of the recently discovered planets in the Expanse. No one suspected that it had already been tainted by the filth of heresy. Had I known it beforehand, of course I would have been on my guard.
Okay. Okay, so, what was it like traveling on Lady Theodora's ship?
I hadn't been here that long. Just one journey from Footfall, and the other journey, the majority of which I spent in the confines of the medbay. I can't tell you much about the first voyage. I was more focused on prayers and ruminations than on the people around me, or the journey itself.
I don't want to help her do this good. Her good.
During the last journey, Seneschal Viserion stood out for me. He came by several times to ask about my health. He's an honorable man and a loyal servant of the Imperium. I think he is as meticulous in his inspections of the logistics systems as he is in his inquiries about the health of the occasional sister of battle aboard the ship.
I think you might be a little bit more than that.
But not all of Theodora's people have earned my trust. You know who I'm talking about. There is no place for Adira Tlas among the God Emperor's faithful. I'm surprised she wasn't in league with the pirates. And I'm equally surprised by how deep heresy and treason run in this place. I'm glad we all made it through that dark hour. May the day that follows be bright.
Oh boy, if you only knew. Okay, so I don't have any more questions. Thank you.
As you wish.
Crap. Just gonna say, well, I want to go back and kill those people. What is it that's keeping you in my retinue?
This ship was targeted by heretical pirates, which means that my presence here and the assistance I provide to you are my sacred duty. Sooner or later, I will likely have to return to Footfall to protect its reliquary.
Okay.
But for now, I wish to remain a part of the Rogue Trader's crew.
Okay, I have no problem with your presence. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I don't have any problem. You might be of use to me. I have no problem with your presence. Oh man, people get angry quick.